Good morning, everyone. My name is Deputy County Executive Mike Hoblin, and I'd like to welcome you all to this year's 2025 budget announcement. Just of note, immediately following the announcement, the County Executive will be doing one-on-one interviews with the media off podium. Without further ado, I would like to welcome our County Executive, Ed Day.
All right, believe me, you better stop playing around over there. You calm him down. I'll stick to the Deputy County Executive is a former Lieutenant Colonel. I like how everybody got quiet so quick. Anyway, good morning, everybody. To our esteemed members of the legislature, right in front, staring at me. Our department heads, our commissioners, and everyone else who took time to come here today. Thank you very much. In accordance with Section 6.04 of the Rockland County Charter, I respectfully submit the 2025 proposed budget of $876 million for the legislature's review and consideration. When I first took office as your county executive about a decade ago, we faced a daunting $138 million deficit, and it threatened the very foundation of our county, and frankly, we were near bankruptcy. We were forced to make difficult and often painful decisions, like closing the nursing care facility and housing and the hospital and securing a $96 million deficit bond. But through disciplined budgeting and smart financial stewardship, we didn't just overcome that crisis. We did something you should all be proud of. We transformed it into an opportunity. We eliminated erroneous onerous taxes such as the residential energy tax, saving families $12 million annually, equivalent to an 8.4% county property tax cut. We eliminated the auto registration tax, all while fully paying off that deficit bond I mentioned. I would like to take a moment to extend my deepest gratitude to all our employees, our commissioners, our directors, our department heads, our legislature, for working for collective hard work that achieved this remarkable milestone. Your dedication and commitment to this administration and to the residents of our county are truly valued and appreciated. We have a healthy fund balance. The last few years have taught us that you never can predict an unprecedented crisis, and that will surface and put everything we've worked for in jeopardy. In fact, in those last few years, we faced a pandemic that was projected to hit us with a $107 million deficit across 2 years. We weathered the storm by enacting an austerity budget, freezing hiring, and taking other emergency measures. But just as that wound down, we faced another hurdle. Yes, you all remember this. Nobody remembers this? The pandemic. And then on top of that, we had record-breaking inflation, incredibly high gas prices, supply construction costs went up exponentially, and the like. All of these factors have and continue to impact businesses and families alike. Even here in the county, we are feeling the same pinch that we've seen no growth over the last sales tax revenues this year as spending is slowing down. And today we got some really wonderful news. The dock workers went on strike. That has been, just so we all understand what that means, because most people will like, well, it's not here. It's been declared as a disastrous situation for the economy, all the economies in the United States and worldwide. So again, we are now looking at what that is going to mean as it relates to our efforts. But on top of that, we have pension bills, health insurance, public liability insurance, and more. All these things are up significantly, and we're trying to make government work here in Rockland County in service to the people while those things happen. In the mid-2000s, the previous administration ignored these warnings, took little action, and continued to frivolously spend taxpayer money. That is what ultimately led to that $138 million deficit that I referred to earlier. And 3 years of double-digit tax increases that were levied up until I was elected in 2014. I remind my partners in government, and I'm glad you're all here, that this is not our money to spend however we see fit, and I know you agree to that. The money belongs to each and every one of our hardworking taxpayers who are still struggling to make ends meet. We cannot make the same careless mistakes that our predecessors made by carelessly spending taxpayer dollars. We have a due diligence to be cautious, direct spending at only what is needed and necessary so we can continue to stand ready for the unexpected, like the recent Clarkstown tax settlement that cost the county about $11 million. Or heaven forbid, we encounter a cybersecurity attack or breach that hit in Suffolk County which are a $25 million hit and still growing. We came close in 2022, as Ms. Silverberg will know, the county clerk. The county clerk software was breached. Luckily, we're always investing in cybersecurity, and we dodged a bullet there. But when I was first elected, we would not have been able to financially weather any of these crises. This is why a healthy fund balance is critical. It is a safety net for us and for our families. And thanks to that safety net, we can still, in this challenging economic climate, help our families who need it more than ever, and that's the point. While I am proposing a consecutive, with that, I'm proposing a consecutive 2% county property tax cut for 2005. Let us not forget the following two consecutive zero county property tax increases in 2022 and 2023. This is our way of returning money back to the people while remaining cautious. We're also focusing more taxpayer dollars on those in need and increasing funding to our nonprofits. These agencies are on the front line helping residents. They are our boots on the ground and crucial safeguard for those struggling, which is why this funding will be increased by 10% in 2025. As costs skyrocket, this budget will highlight how we continue to do more with less by maximizing every avenue of savings. Our worst to first fiscal success continues. We are now at a strong AA+ bond rating. In fact, we are one of only 6 counties in the state that have the highest rating in bond ratings. For upcoming capital projects or improvements, we can now and will now choose between bonding at a low interest rate or using our healthy fund balance to avoid paying interest at all. And the decision will be basically what is best for our residents. Many recipients use the federal funding, the ARPA program, for new programs and services. That was a fool's errand. Now that funding is running out, they are now looking for more handouts, which does not exist. Options, draconian cuts in services, increasing taxes, or both. We are not falling into that trap. That's one thing I would assure everybody here in Rockland. My administration has been smarter. We use it strategically for things such as New Housing Action Loan Opportunity Program. This program will provide direct loans to borrowers who create workforce housing. We invested $13.5 million of ARPA funds into this program. Unanimously, and thank you, was approved by the legislature. Loan payments to the county will continue to create housing opportunities indefinitely. This is how we address our housing crisis while saving tax dollars. We also gave ARPA back to the people, providing $2 million in grants to small businesses and restaurants who suffered dearly during the pandemic. Another $10 million is allocated to municipalities and organizations to develop parks and green spaces countywide. We additionally used ARPA funding for the Open Space Acquisition Program, something many people have extreme interest in. This year, we're on track to purchase 308 acres of land. The total cost for these properties is $11 million. Thanks to ARPA, along with the federal reimbursements, only $4 million is coming out of the county capital funds, and that equates a 10% increase over 3,200 acres of open space parkland. That is land that will never, ever be developed beyond parkland. We're giving the phrase "going green" new meaning by finding ways to protect the environment and taxpayers' wallets simultaneously. We are among the top local governments nationwide for utilizing 100% wind power. Since this transition in the fall of 2020, it saved taxpayers at least $500,000. I'm proud to add we entered into a new contract for combined wind and solar through next year, 2025. In addition to that, we're eyeing more savings through grants and for New York State's Climate Smart and Clean Energy Community Program. We have been awarded $75,000 to create a climate action plan, which will help us implement energy-saving projects. This will lead to saving more money long-term. The more money we save, the more we can invest in other things, like our brave volunteers. Investments include new Rockland County Firefighter Memorial and our new state-of-the-art fire operations building up in Pomona. In addition, over 100 volunteer first responders have been reimbursed for over $200,000 under our HERROES tuition reimbursement program. This program provides for up to $6,000 in college tuition reimbursement to emergency volunteers for their service. We are proposing to continue this investment because it's the right thing to do. We're adding another $1.3 million to the program to help more of our heroes with their college tuition, and this is for our firefighters, our emergency medical service personnel, and for our auxiliary police officers. And this one I was really proud of. I beat George Holman by about 10 minutes on this one. Let's not forget, we were the first local municipality, we, legislature and administration, to publicly opt into the state's 10% property tax exemption for volunteer emergency responders. That you can clap for. And I give George credit. He was right behind me. I moved a little quicker than him. We'll let it go with that. I can hear Skip Fazzetti in the back. We're also making safety investments with the Rockland County Sheriff's Office, including cryptocurrency unit, which will be dedicated to investigating cryptocurrency crimes. We are also launching a real-time crime center. This will centralize information and technology that law enforcement can use for a more rapid response to emergency situations. I want to acknowledge Sheriff Falco, obviously, and we have a number of members of the Sheriff's Department here. Can we give them a round of applause for what they did? We are very proud of the fact that we're cited as the third safest county in the country. Think about that. The third safest county in the country. And that's something that belongs to all of our members of law enforcement here in the county. And I got to make notice of that. But one thing I will tell you as a former police commander, we will leave no stone unturned to ensure the continued safety of all Rocklanders. We know that investing now in our youth will pay off greatly in the future, which is why we are expanding our youth employment program. Just this year, over 200 young individuals participate in the program, which prepares them for the workforce. Thanks to our Youth Bureau securing a $2.7 million grant from the state, we'll be providing even more young people with this incredible opportunity in 2025, and best yet, at no additional cost to local taxpayers. Just so everybody knows, creating this budget is not a simple matter, and I want to acknowledge Steve DeGroat, our Commissioner of Finance, and our Budget Director, Steve Grogan, for the tireless work they did in getting us through that preparation time for the 2025 budget. Our guiding, okay, here we go. Our guiding principle for crafting our budget is to deliver the most efficient services at the lowest cost to you, all the taxpayers. But to do so, we need to recruit and retain the best candidates to continue operating as efficiently as possible. Across the board, public service is hurting because inflation is making it increasingly more difficult for people to choose that career in the current economic climate. For this reason, our Department of Personnel is investing in recruitment, including expanding residency requirements and also a marketing campaign. We are seeking out the very best for this county because this county deserves that. We also executed multiple training platforms for succession, like our Emerging Leaders Program, which helps current employees develop leadership skills for more promotions within our organization. We have some exciting investments in some of our more vulnerable populations. Our Department of Mental Health is launching the Rockland County Behavioral Health Training Institute next year. This will provide education and behavioral health disorders treatment to the community and providers, ultimately ensuring that the residents receive the best possible care. We are also helping those with special needs navigate and obtain resources from the New York State's Office for People with Developmental Disabilities. Our new OPWDD Navigator program will help families with the necessary testing and paperwork to secure benefits for their loved ones. The best part about both of these programs is our department is using state and federal funding to offset the costs for both. Another example of our incredible team bringing more services to residents while saving local tax dollars. Our own county Office for People with Disabilities is going strong. In 2007, the previous administration eliminated the office due to the county's fiscal crisis, depriving one of our most vulnerable populations of an invaluable resource and central resource. However, thanks to the prudent measures we implemented, we were able to successfully restore it in 2019. I am proud that we hosted the first ever Accessible Family Fun Day this past summer. It was just an amazing event to see that we basically not just talked about inclusion, we actually acted upon making sure it happened. And we will be doing it again this year, next year, 2025. The event had an array of activities and adaptive sports for people with special needs. This event was such a success, and as I said, we can confirm it will be back in 2025. When you entrusted me with being your county executive back in 2014, I pledged to be a respectful steward of your tax dollars. While many governments raise taxes to cover expenses, we are different. We are operating efficiently and always looking to find methods to offset costs, which I highlighted today, but was only a fraction of the things that we're doing. It includes my expectation that our organization find ways to earn their way instead of automatically going to our taxpayers' pockets. A prime example is local filming, which has netted us nearly $250,000 since its inception. I must again express my sincere thanks to our employees, commissioners, department heads, because your hard work has been instrumental to this endeavor and will be instrumental to our success going forward. In closing, I want to circle back to a just released report from KBRA rating agencies, and this is a great thought to close on. They said, and this is in quotes, about our tops in the state AA+ bond rating, which says, the rating reflects Rockland County's trend of balanced operations and dramatically improved liquidity and reserves as a result of the resilient performance of the county's most economically sensitive revenue base. Management disciplines, budgeting, and spending practices further underpin this rating. Now, these were not my words. This is from an independent organization whose job it is to rate the counties out there, and we obviously did quite well with that. And again, this is something that we should all be very proud of. So I urge all my... That applause is for all of you, by the way. I didn't alone do that. So I urge all my partners in government and our legislature to stand with me in safeguarding the money of our hardworking residents. Let's refrain from engaging in careless spending happening in other localities, agencies, state, and federal government. We have an obligation to be better and to lead by example, showing the right way a government should operate by keeping spending low, alleviating costs, and reinvesting in our residents. After all, this budget is not just about numbers. It is about families and local businesses. I am grateful for the collaboration we have shared with past budgets. I look forward to working closely with the majority and the minority of the county legislature to bring these plans to fruition. Together, may we move forward with unity, purpose, and a steadfast commitment to serving the people of Rockland County. That is our mission. God bless all of you. God bless our country and our county. Thank you.